You can wake up at 5 a.m., take ice baths, and force yourself to journal every single day. But if your baseline mindset is toxic, these new habits are like pouring clean water into a glass full of swamp mud. The sediment remains at the bottom, while the clean water simply overflows. We obsess over what we need to start doing to succeed. We rarely look at what we need to stop. True progress often comes from systematically removing the internal friction that holds us back. This strategy is the core of psychotherapist Amy Morin's work in her book, 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. Morin developed these principles while navigating the sudden loss of her mother and her husband in close succession. She found her clinical training insufficient for the weight of that grief, and realized that survival required identifying the specific mental patterns that were actively pulling her under. Mental strength is like building muscles in a gym. You cannot get stronger if you constantly repeat weak habits. It is like a glass filled with dirty water. Before you can fill it with clean water, you must first empty the dirt. Every day, we hand over control of our emotions to other people without realizing it. Consider a Friday afternoon. Your boss sends a passive-aggressive Slack message at 4:55 p.m. You spend the next 48 hours analyzing their words and venting to your friends, effectively ruining your own weekend. Allowing someone else's behavior to dictate your internal state is the equivalent of handing them the remote control to your life. They get to decide when you feel anxious, angry, or inadequate. The world is full of people who will try to trigger you. They have the ability to inflict pain, but they only have the power to dictate your reaction if you let them. Retaining your strength requires recognizing that your internal response is the only variable entirely within your control. We have developed a reflex to reach for our phones the moment we find ourselves alone, waiting in line, sitting in a quiet room, or riding an elevator. This constant search for external noise is often a flight from our own internal monologue. We use distractions to avoid facing the thoughts that emerge in the silence. Yet, deliberate isolation is a tool for strategic growth. Steve Jobs famously utilized periods of quiet reflection to separate his own creative intuition from the noise of the tech industry. Decades earlier, the philosopher Swami Vivekananda used profound solitude to build the internal clarity and discipline that defined his work. Becoming comfortable with yourself in absolute silence creates a level of self-reliance that external pressure cannot easily break. We often treat life like a transaction, believing that working hard and being good guarantees a specific positive outcome. When this invisible contract is broken, when you lose a job despite your effort, or are treated poorly by someone you helped, the disappointment quickly curdles into a sense of betrayal and victimhood. Moving past this trap requires shifting from expecting respect and happiness to earning it through consistent effort and patience. You drive your own value, regardless of whether the universe acknowledges it. Dropping the expectation of a fair world prevents you from collapsing when life is inevitably unfair. Driving a car while staring exclusively into the rearview mirror makes a collision inevitable. This is exactly what happens when we cycle through I wish and what if loops. We burn present energy dwelling on the past, like frantically bailing water out of a sinking boat instead of plugging the hole. Real progress means adapting to what happened, like adjusting a kite to changing winds. You use the past as a place of reference, not a place of residence. You look back specifically to extract a practical lesson. Once you identify the error and pack the insight, you leave the emotional baggage behind. The past cannot be rewritten, but it can be outgrown through present, decisive action. It is easy to dismiss Morin's work as just another collection of feel-good mantras. However, the book avoids hollow positivity. It offers a realistic look at the psychological friction that keeps capable people trapped in endless cycles of underachievement. To start applying this, use a 5-second pause. When you feel emotionally triggered, take a deliberate 5-second breath. This creates a buffer, allowing you to ask if your next move makes you stronger or weaker. This book is for overthinkers and people pleasers who are ready for a difficult self-assessment. It is not for those seeking quick hacks that bypass the hard work of reflection. You cannot control the world, but you can control your own actions. Hit the subscribe button and let us know in the comments, what is the one toxic habit